Hello friends, many people of my age would agree on starting on investing. So today I have many questions and doubts which I would like to clear before I start the process of investing. So today me and my mom would be discussing about the basic fundamental concept of investing and savings. So my first question is that what is the difference between investing and saving?
Harsh, it is really good that you can identify that these two words, savings and investing, are different. So, what is the difference? Right? In our previous sessions, we had discussed that savings is the percentage of your income that you keep aside for future purpose. Right? So, let's take a step further from there. Investing is using that saved money to buy some assets which will generate some income for you in future or increase in its financial value. So in simpler terms, investing means putting savings into work. If you remember our very first chat, in the beginning itself, we had discussed that we work hard to earn money, but that is not enough. What we really need to do is make our money work for us.
Okay, so how do we make our money work? In school we have studied about simple interest, compound interest and interest rate. So how do we relate these terms?
Yeah, so these terms, interest rate, simple interest and compound interest, are the fundamental concepts of investment. And before you start your investment journey in your real life, it is very important that you understand these concepts really well. And again, it's not enough that you understand these terms in its absolute manner, but you have to understand from two different perspectives. One is from the investment perspective and the another is from the borrowing perspective. So let us first understand about the interest rate from the investment perspective. So let's take an example that you have saved 1000 rupees this month and you want to save it for a year. Okay. Now, since you are foregoing the pleasure of spending it today, you would naturally want some reward after 1 year, right? That's basic human psychology. So what you do is you go to bank and tell them that I would be depositing 1000 rupees today and I want to invest it for a year. So after 1 year, what reward would I get? So bank would tell that, say for an example, that we would be giving you 4% in addition to your amount. So after 1 year when you go back, how much money will you get? 1000 rupees which you deposited plus 4% of 1000, that is 40. So total will be
1040.
Yes. So 40 is your interest earned. 4% is the interest rate, that is the interest rate, and 1000 rupees is your principal amount. Now this was from the investment perspective. Let us understand from the borrowing perspective. Okay, say for an example, you want to buy a music system. So you need some additional money of 1000 rupees. You go to bank and request them that can I borrow 1000 rupees today? I would be returning it back after 1 year. Now it's time for the bank to expect some kind of reward because they are giving you the money. And it's very important to understand one thing, that there is no free lunch. You cannot get money in free. One has to pay something. Okay. So bank would say to you that we would be giving you 1000 rupees today, but would be charging 10% on that. So what does that mean? After 1 year, when you would go for returning back the money which you had borrowed, how much you will have to pay? 1000 rupees plus 10% of 1000, that is 100. So that makes 1100. So which is more than the money which you borrowed.
Okay.
So this was about interest rate. Yeah.
Okay, so that's some interesting concepts that we have to know. So
Yes.
can you take me deeper into simple and compound interest?
Yeah. So now the same example we would be taking that you have saved 1,000 rupees and you go to bank and tell them I want to invest this money. Now you say to them that I want to invest it for 3 years. Let's assume that. Okay, so bank would say that I would pay you 4% simple interest yearly. Okay, after every year I would pay you 4% simple interest. Now what does that mean? Every year you would be getting 4% of your deposited amount. So that is 40, 40, 40. So after 3 years you would be getting 11, 20.
Yeah, 20.
Right? So that's about simple interest. Now consider that the same amount, okay, you want to invest it at compound interest with the same bank. So bank would be telling you that we will be giving you 4% interest which would be compounded annually. So but at the end of 3 years, in this case, the amount which you will be getting would be approximately 11.25. So 5 rupees approximately you will be getting more than what you are getting by simple interest. Why is this so? This is because in first year, interest charge would be 4% on 1,000 rupees, that is 40 rupees. So amount becomes 1,040. Next year, 4% interest rate would be given on the new amount, that is 1,040, and not the 1,000 rupees. And this continues so forth till the end of 3 years. So after 3 years when you go, you would be getting 11.25. So you earn the interest not only on the principal but as well as on the interest. This is the key difference between simple interest and compound interest, and believe me, it really creates magic in investing.
But while borrowing, compounding would make it expensive, isn't it?
Yes, that's really an intelligent thought, I would say, that you have got in your mind. So definitely every coin has two sides. So while borrowing, compounding effect will do its work and definitely make it expensive, right? But in financial planning, the very important thing which we need to understand is that it is a kind of a balancing act. You will have to balance between all the key determinants of the investment, right? So that comes by practice and experience. But one very important thing which you need to understand today is that the value of money today is more than its value tomorrow. So for an example, value of 100 rupees is worth 110 rupees at 10% interest. So this concept is called as time value of money, and it is the fundamental concept in finance. It is the pillar of all the investing process. So this you need to hardwire in your mind, and it can help you. It can even harm you if you do not learn to use it correctly.
So why starting earlier of investment is better?
Yes, because as the time value of money, the word time itself signifies that time horizon is very important in investment planning. Okay, so say for an example, you start investing at the age of 20 and continue till the age of 60. Now this, which the investment amount generated after your 60th birthday, will be much more than if you start investing process at the age of 30. Why? Because you are 10 years late. So you have lost that 10 years of period. So yes, time horizon plays a very big role in investment planning.
Okay, so time and timings play a very crucial role in investment.
Yes, the word timing which you used is really perfect. Yes, timing and time horizon plays a very big role in investment planning.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we apply these terms in real life?
These concepts, right? Yes. So to understand that, let us take the example of PPF. So what is PPF? It is Public Provident Fund, small savings government scheme in which you can open account with a bank or a post office and has a lock-in period for 15 years, and after that you can extend that in the block of 5 years. Now minimum amount to save in this account in a year is 500 rupees, and you can save up to 1,50,000 max. So let us again take an example that you and your friend both are of 20 years of age today. Okay, you open a PPF account and start investing 1 lakh of rupees every year at 7% compounded annually. Okay, and your friend starts the investing process in PPF account at the age of 30. So 15 years from now, at your age of 35, when you both are of 35 years of age, how much money will you have in your account? Approximately 25 lakhs. If you calculate in Excel, now you know the time value of money and compounding concepts, you can calculate it easily and verify the amount. So you would be having 25 lakhs of rupees approximately, while your friend at the age of 35 would be having 5 lakh and 75,000 roughly. Why this difference? This difference is due to time horizon. Your time horizon, since you started at the age of 20, you use that 15 years of time horizon. While he started at the age of 30, so at the age of 35, his time horizon used up was only of 5 years. So the amount accumulated was much lesser than what you accumulated at the same age. So this is how, it affects investments.
Okay.
Timing and time horizon. So this is about the some fundamental concepts of investment which you will have to apply in your real life. So by practice and experience, as I said previously, you can definitely do it. But important is to start.
Thank you, viewers. I hope this video was helpful to you all. So these were the basic fundamental concepts of investing and savings. But there are much more in these topics, which we'll discuss in our further more videos. Stay tuned for more.